This is the best experience with your host Nick Best and the Angry Dad.
Never heard of
And
that.
before and before we get in today's podcast, I'd like to thank our podcast sponsors, Barbell Apparel, a premium athletic wear engineered for performance with a tailored athletic fit, refined clothing for an athletic body type. Evolution Athletics, a supportive gear company owned by Brian Shaw, four-time world's strongest man and strongest man on earth. We believe in all athletes and supporting their journey towards greatness. Iced Up Industries. Get $50 off with code BEST at checkout at Iced Up Industries, the best cold plunges in the market.
Yes,
all right. Yes, they are. With all that said, man, the Arnold, that was what's up. Talk about exciting.
That was
Yeah.
pretty amazing to see.
Yeah.
I mean, the utter domination
Yep.
of Hooper was pretty amazing. It was great to see Thor back. It's great to see Martine's back and a lot of these guys back. So it was pretty darn cool, I think.
Yeah.
They're gonna have there's gonna be a difficult time because unless Hooper's burned out or tired, I don't think there's an event he can't do that you're gonna get you might beat him in one event, two events, but then the rest of it, he's gonna whoop you and you're gonna have your bad event. He's gonna go way ahead of you, and that's the end of that.
Yeah.
He is probably right now, hands down, the most well-rounded of all the strongmen. And he's probably the smartest too, but I mean, his technical ability to take something, look at it, figure out how to train it, and come in and execute is unmatched right now. It's unparalleled. So
yeah, no, because
cool.
you got to think about it. This is his third year hitting all these major events. You know what I'm saying? He came into World's Strongest Man and was like, everyone was like, who the fuck is this guy? And then all of a sudden, the following year, he comes in,
wins,
starts dominating the circuit, you know, and wins all the big shows. And then this, like I say, how many people are two-time back-to-back, you know what I'm saying, Arnold champions? You know, like, because you got Sedrunas, you got Derek Poundstone.
Sedrunas, Derek, and Brian.
There you go. And then now you add Mitchell Hooper.
Well, Thor and now Hooper.
There we go. Like I said, that's a very elite, like Mount Rushmore, just right there in the Arnold alone. You know, it's like it's insane.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how Worlds pans out here in May, because Thor is definitely back.
Yeah,
his overhead pressing was good. He's definitely back. He's getting there. So a couple more months to get ready for the Worlds, and he's just going to keep getting in better strongman shape, in better competition, better all the way around. So it's going to make Worlds pretty interesting to watch this year. That's for sure. And
you know,
Martins too.
Yeah, big time. And like I said, Thor's going to be in the Arnold in the UK. Arnold UK. So it's like, you know, the strategy of what and like I said, we talked about this before, where the strategy is like, I'm going to use these competitions as my warm-ups to judge where I'm at and what I'm doing. And, you know, if he comes in hotter in the UK, you know, it's going to set him up to look really good. But at the same time, you know, Mitchell Hooper's got age on his side, and he's got a lot on his side. So it's like, you know, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah. So it's gonna be an interesting season to watch. So let's start with the first event, which was the elephant bar deadlift.
Hell yeah.
That was pretty amazing to see, just to watch how easily Thor pulled that lift. You can tell the 1,100-pound deadlift is still in there somewhere.
Yeah.
That was 1,003 looked pretty darn effortless, or 1,006.
Yeah.
Get the number right, Nick. Looked pretty effortless. And then, of course, deadlift machine, Bobby Thompson gets second at 961.
Yep.
Which is unreal, because Bobby's a heck of a puller, and Bobby's a lot leaner than he used to be. So that's saying something.
You know what I'm saying?
You got Mitchell Hooper came in at 951, which was a really solid, strong lift. That was good. I mean,
hell yeah, it was.
and that was good points. I put him third overall starting the contest, which I don't. If you don't get anything below the top 3 in every single event, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
Then Evan Singleton had a great deadlift. He pulled 941 and looked strong. I mean, he's a big, strong kid. So, well, he's not really a kid. I'm just old. He's not a kid. I'm just old. Yeah, and then Novlikov pulled 901. Well, Tom Stoltman pulled 916.
16, yep.
916, which was pretty. That's not light.
No,
there's only a handful of guys that are doing that on the planet, so that's really good. Novikov, came up with a 901, which was fantastic. I mean, it's pretty solid. So that's the top 6. The top 6 guys all pulled over 900, and then Evans got 876. Martins got 861. I don't think Martins is quite all the way back to like full strength. He's getting there, which Martins is probably the other one that's super smart when it comes to his training and getting ready for things. I think by the time Worlds gets here, you're probably going to see vast improvements on Martins as well. I would not be shocked if Martins was on the podium at Worlds, and Thor and I can absolutely see Mitchell winning again. So it's going to be interesting. And then Tom Stoltman's probably got a little bit to say about that, so we'll see. It'll be fun to watch. And then Evan Singleton, just like I said, and Bobby, you cannot make a mistake around these guys. The competition is that good. But right now, the one person that is leaps and bounds ahead of everybody right now is definitely Hooper. So then you had Klichkowski pulled 856, which, you know what? That's pretty amazing, because where I tore my lat, he tore his teres major. Yeah. And they had to reattach that. So for him to come back and pull that, and deadlift has never been his strength, but that's a solid number for 9 base points.
Yeah.
Just kind of crazy. And then Oscar pulled 816, and Maxime, I don't know what happened with Max. I hope he's okay. I hope it's nothing serious. But he got a no lift. So, it was a pretty good start to the deadlift event. But watching Thor, though, pull that 1003,
1006, yeah.
Yeah, 1006. I always think of the kilo conversion. Sorry, guys.
The metric system.
Yeah. The way he pulled that and the effortless way he pulled that was really impressive. That was a beautiful deadlift. It truly was. Next event comes the timber carry. So you already got your top 3 going at it pretty good. And then everybody kind of wanted to see what Mateus was going to do, Klichkowski. And he did it 8.8 or 8.695 seconds, which is pretty darn fast. And then Thor beats him, does an 8.4. That's moving for a big man like that. It really is. And then Hooper comes up and just runs with the thing and does it in 7.10 seconds, 7.10. Absolutely fine. And the crazy thing is I think he could have been a little faster. If you watch his pick, it looked like he didn't quite pick it the way he wanted to, and then just bolted.
Yeah.
So, which is great. I mean, he just absolutely destroyed the event. That was fun to watch. That was truly fun to watch him just fly up that thing. But I mean, so your top 3 guys are all within a second of each other.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And then Martins finished the frame in 14.8. So for 4th place in that event. So Martins is still right up in there, banging heads with everybody and still going. And then that brought Mateus back into the conversation. And then Mitchell gets a point back from Thor. So now Thor's 1 point ahead after day 1.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good position. The thing is you got the Denny stone carry, which, the guy that runs the marathons, can suffer the most.
Yeah.
You know, and you get to the Denny stones, and it's all about suffering with one. You can't just go as fast as you want. You have to go at a decently controlled speed. And then two, you just got to deal with the pain in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
The little rings just, it's uncomfortable. It just doesn't feel good. So, but to watch that and Hooper win by just about 2 meters. So that's pretty far. He went a lot farther
Yeah.
than he needed to.
Yeah.
And then Hoptor got second in that event with 10 meters.
Yep.
And then Evan did 10. Thor did 10.7. Evan did 10.6. And then Klitschkowski again at fourth at 9.73.
Mm-hmm.
Stoltman got 9.4 meters. Novikov got 4.04 meters. Bobby Thompson 3.5. And then Martins got eighth at 2.79. Evans 2.1 or 2.3. And then Oscar got 0.25 meters.
Yeah.
They're very difficult because you pull it lopsided because the 314 comes right off the ground, or 318 comes right off the ground, and then the 414 doesn't want to budge. And then you're like, and you get it up, and you're off balance, and you're trying to walk and keep your balance and everything else. And the stones want to swing around on you, especially the heavy one.
Yeah.
It's okay if the lighter one does. You can control that a little better. But that heavy one, if that thing swings around the front of you and you try to take a step, you're done. So it's about walking smoothly. And it's almost like doing a wedding march where whichever the light hand is, you step at that foot first.
Yeah.
And then you follow with the other one, but go even with your foot. You don't take the long steps,
Yeah.
like you would normally walk. And that keeps it from swinging around the front of you, which will allow you to walk, at a decent distance. And then it's just suffering and holding onto those rings.
Locking it in.
So, but that Hooper wins that one and Thor gets second. So now they pull dead even on points, and that's doing pretty good. They're neck and neck. It's good. They're fighting hard, the two of them. And, Evan's still up in the conversation. He's still up there pretty high. He's doing really well. He's still in third place at this point. He's hanging on there, but Klitschkowski's moving up a little bit. And Stoltman's still like in the top 5. He's still right there.
Yep.
So it was a good fight with all these guys. And then you come to the Apollon's wheels.
Yeah.
Which is on a fixed axle. It doesn't rotate. And it's kind of crazy. When you clean it up to the top and it tries to rotate in your hands, or you're just not used to it, it will throw your balance way off and out of whack.
Yeah.
And especially like when you finally lock it out over your head, you got to be kind of used to that. And I tell you what, Hooper changed his technique and started doing the split jerk. And he absolutely killed it. And not only did he kill it, he broke Sojournus's world record.
Whoo, man.
They used a 400-pound axle.
Yeah.
And he did it for 5 reps. That's pretty sick.
That's saying something.
And jerking them all like that. And the last one, it looked like he jerked it and then finished like his normal press with it. But it was extremely impressive to watch him learn that new style and then execute it on game day. That's saying something right there. That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
So Hooper wins with 5 reps, which watching that, it just, I think he probably could have did another one if he needed to, if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
Tom Stoltman got 4 reps, which is very good, and put him right back in contention for the whole thing. And then Klitschkowski also does 4 reps, which moves him like right back into the middle of the game. The Arnold, you can't mess anything up.
Yep.
You can't. It's you've got to be up, the top 4 in every event to stay on the podium. You can't make critical mistakes. And then Thor did 2 reps, which kept him in there pretty good, but it knocked him down a smidge and gave Hooper a 1, 2.5 point lead, 3.5 point lead.
Yeah.
Which is, that's pretty beefy with an event to go.
Yeah.
So but that's okay. I mean, he's still right up there. Martine's got a rep, which was good. That was good because, and then Bobby Thompson gets a rep, and Evan Novikov, Oscar, and Evans, Tom, all zeroed it. So that's massive points.
Yeah.
For everybody involved there. That brought Bobby up quite a bit. Martine's that put up quite a bit. And Thor, it dropped him a bit, but that's okay because, I mean, he's still right there, and you got the stone next.
Yep.
Thor's always traditionally been pretty good at stones. So, and then Stoltman, I don't know. The guy's pretty good at stones.
Pretty good. Decent. You know what I'm
Last
saying?
time I checked, I think he's done the heaviest one ever at like 300 kilos. And then Hooper, that's another one Hooper's going to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
So last but not least, we get to the stone medley. And to no shocker to anyone, Mateus destroys this event.
Yeah, it makes it look so easy.
Right. But him getting second in the axle, tie for second, in the axle, gave him a lot of points, especially with all those guys that got zeros.
Yeah.
And made a massive jump in there. And then he gets 5 stones. You can just tell he just let it all fly.
Yeah.
And then Hooper did 2, which is all he needed to do at that point. That was it. He won by, I think, 11.5 points. So that he needed 2. He got 2.
Exactly.
He was done. Stoltman got 2 stones.
Mm-hmm.
Good points. Really good points. Which brought him, again, way back up there. Novikov got 1, and then Bobby Thompson got 1.
Yep.
The thing that killed Thor was he missed it.
Yep.
He didn't get it. And that dropped him 8. He lost 8.5 points on that, which that put Stoltman up at 3rd by 0.5 point. So that one event, the messing up one event, dropped him 8.5 points in. But I mean, his comeback show is still great. I'm really proud of the guy because he's been out for 4 years.
Well, coming
went to
4th
boxing,
Arnold,
got small, or small for him. Still probably weighed more than I ever did. Got a lot leaner. Picked up a whole new sport.
Yeah.
Went through all that and actually learned the sport, which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
And then came back, did some powerlifting, tore his pec off.
Yep. And that was like 10 months ago.
Yeah, got it fixed 10 months ago, and then comes back and does this and still presses a 400-pound axle overhead. Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty impressive. So, it's neat seeing him back. It's going to be fun watching him back in the mix, and it's going to be entertaining because you can't make any mistakes at this point. The field is so deep. And there's only one guy that's right now out there that's separated himself out that's that far ahead of everybody, and that's Hoop.
Yep.
I mean, he's that good at all the events. There's no mess ups. There's no weak events. So it's going to be fun to watch this year. But can Thor do it? Can Martins come back in there? Yeah. Can Tom come up there and do it? Absolutely. So it's going to be fun. I mean, you got Hoop, and then right behind him, you got about 5 or 6 guys that on any given day can just turn it on. And if they have the game of their lives, be right there. So
exactly. One little mistake, one little slip, and then that's it. It's like, that's how quick someone can overtake. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. It's all about execution.
Yep.
Execution. And the crazy thing is I would say Hoop almost uses everything in training. I mean, at OSG, he sat there and loaded every single day for the spotter loaders. He jumped in there down on the field and helped move all the equipment and do stuff all 3 days. He was pushing the frames back. He was taking the ball, the sandbags back.
Yep.
He's doing all that stuff.
Exactly.
And then still training.
Yep.
So it's pretty neat. I mean, it really is. Overall standings, you had Hoop at 52 points. You had Klitschkowski at 40.5. You had Tom Stoltman at 38.5.
Yep.
Hopthor at 38. Bobby Thompson at 32. Novikov at 25. Singleton at 24. Martins at 23. Tom Evans at 10. Oscar at 8. And, I think Max had withdrawn or something like that. So, it was a good show. Yeah. It truly was a good show. So that was kind of neat. It's fun to watch that level of execution go out there, and the guys just go out there and let it all out.
Yeah, no, they let it all out. It was insane.
Speaking of that, the women's show was pretty incredible. But speedy recovery to Inez. Oh my God. Yeah. Her going up there with that frame and
still, it's finishing it.
Drops it, falls, picks it up again, starts going, slips, falls, and does a face plant right into the wood frame, and it comes out the next day and still finishes the show. And her face was like really swollen.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the heart of a warrior. All the way around. I mean, that was quite possibly one of the most unbelievable shows of heart that you could and will that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it'd be real easy just to be like, oh, no, sorry, this hurts too bad. Because nothing you're going to lift is going to be light. And where do you feel it? In your face.
All the pressure. Every bit. All the pressure. All the clinching. So,
I wish her a speedy recovery.
100%.
With all that, and I'm just so impressed with her will and her heart and her desire. That's the love of the sport. It shows through. So it's pretty cool.
It definitely does. So, and I'm a huge bodybuilding fan. I always have been. That's my thing. And so obviously I'm watching both the strongman, and I'm also watching the open. There are so many categories that the Arnold covers, but like I said, the open is that's my bread and butter. That's what I love. And the Persian Wolf, the Mr. Olympia, Hadi Chupin, he took the victory, and he's trying to set himself up for this year's Olympia. And him and Samson Dauda, goddamn Samson Dauda looked insane, but the Persian Wolf won it. And so I just want to give a quick shout out to Hadi Chupin. Hey, open invitation. If we can ever get you on this show, we definitely would love to get you on the show. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to tell you right now, like the expo, the Arnold Classic Strongman, the open, everything looked so stupendous. Everything looked great. Everyone was posting everywhere, and it looked like a great time. So I'm definitely, next year, I think me and Nick will definitely be there.
Yeah, there's some things I have to straighten out here. So but you will be there next year, 100% for sure.
100%.
Yep,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so Nick, with that said and done,
well, we also got FIFA.
Oh yeah, we got FIFA coming up.
We got FIFA coming up, and I cannot wait to go to FIFA.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to do the Hercules hold. And
record breaking Hercules hold.
I'm going to go after that, so we'll see what happens there.
That's it.
And then I'm doing a little bit of yoke training, so we'll see how that goes.
Picking up those fast feet.
Well, I'm not going to worry about going fast. I'm just going to worry about going.
There you go.
So I'm going to start now training my core and training my stability over time with that. Yeah. And as that gets going, then I'll worry about foot speed later. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
And that definitely helps with your dead, because like I said, with your core being slightly compromised, you definitely need to get it a little stronger. Because like I said, you've been working your squats, you work on the deadlifts, because Nick still wants to squat over 800 pounds. He still wants to deadlift, and it's like strongman, it leaches into everything else that Nick does.
It does. The cool part is this week I haven't put it up yet, but I squatted 690 for a double, which was nice. I box squatted it down. I kind of figured out down to the spot where it doesn't hurt
There you go.
like my hips anymore. And it turns out I've now fixed my technique and changed things to where I'm getting about 1.5 inches to 1 inch before parallel.
Yeah.
So I just need to go that much further. And I've gotten to where I can comfortably squat down to that point without any pain.
Good.
And so probably over the next month to 2 months, I'll take a 3/4 inch mat and I'll put it down, and then I'll drop down that extra 3/4 of an inch, get used to that over about a month or two, and then I'll put another one in there, and that'll get me to where I need to be.
Good.
And then it should be good. Then I'll start ramping numbers back up from there.
Big time.
That'll be kind of fun.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
and then go after that. So it should be pretty cool. Benching's been going pretty good. Deadlifts are now starting to move a little bit with the mobility stuff. I'm starting to be able to get in and pull in and get cinched in.
Yeah,
a little better. So that is going to come in time. I just got to keep working on that, and I think we're going to be okay.
That's what I'm talking
about. Get another 2,000 plus total in me.
You know what I'm saying? And then Guinness World Records, if you're listening, we're coming for you.
yeah, absolutely. So, but anyway, it's been a great show. Thank you as always. I'd like to dedicate this show to Dragon. I just want to give him all my love. So anyway, as always, train hard, train smart, and be the best you can be. Thank you.